Back at home, feeling misunderstood. In between these ears ain't nothing good.
All right, let's. That was Off the Hinges, presented by the Unhinged Sports Network. And now let's get into our newest segment presented by Fanatics.com. Like we mentioned at FEOTB Pod, the link is in our bio, and that's Factor Cap. Nico brought in the heat last week with Michael Jordan. We went after the GOAT for the first Factor Cap. Doesn't tell you our feelings of ourselves. I don't know what does, but I'm going back to a different GOAT this time, and it's Muhammad Ali's Phantom Punch against Sonny Liston, May 25th, 1965. Now,
This is a fun one. This is a fun
yeah.
one. This is a fun one.
Context for this fight, this story, these two fought earlier the year before in 1964. It was when Muhammad Ali was Cassius Clay. He beat him, I think it was a 6 round TKO, and won the belt that Liston had. Before this, Liston was the dude. Liston was the heavyweight champion of the world for a reason. It was his
He was the
first,
man.
yeah, it was his first loss of his career when he lost to Cassius the first time. So, following year, he goes out and gets a couple belts back. They come back to fight Muhammad Ali, and who is now actually Muhammad Ali at this point. He had adopted the Nation of Islam and changed his name. 104 seconds in, and we have a victory awarded via TKO to a one Muhammad Ali. The only problem is nobody can see the punch that knocked out Sonny Liston. Like Sonny Liston was known to be a tough guy, and it usually took at least a few big bombs, but it was like the first flurry of punches, and Sonny Liston was left on his face. So the question then became, was Sonny Liston, who had known debts, gambling debts, and everything like that. Everybody has their vice. He was in a lot of trouble with the mob, the Mafia. Maybe he took a dive to pay off some debts that he couldn't pay.
I mean, it's an interesting situation because you talk about arguably the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali, and a guy in Sonny Liston who was the best heavyweight boxer of all time before Muhammad Ali came in the picture. And we talk about dives, whether it be Ben Askren and Jake Paul, where it's bad boxing. We're talking about good boxing right now. Good is good. This is high quality boxing. Ben Askren and Jake Paul, shit no. But I mean, it's just interesting because the whole scenario and no one being able to see anything. And look, the Mafia was running shit. They were running a lot of things in the 60s, and it doesn't surprise me. It could be a thing, but I'm gonna go with Cap because look, I think Muhammad Ali would never throw a fight. And I think Muhammad Ali still, no matter what he did when he stepped into the ring, he still did whatever he could to win. It didn't matter what the other fighter was doing. If the other fighter decided he was going to lose, that's on him. Muhammad Ali is going to still throw as many punches as possible to let him set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go along with Cap because I still think Liston probably took some shots that caused the fall, even though you couldn't see it.
Yeah, I'm almost willing to just chalk this one up to bad camera work. Like, if it was today, we probably would have been able to find the punch. There've been a couple of UFC knockouts where you're like, where did he get hit? And then they show the replay and you're like, oh, he got tagged in the liver.
He got tagged, yeah.
He's gonna go down. Or that one that's still one of my favorite videos to watch where the guy took the 3 punch combo and then stood there, and then all of a sudden the world started
Just
turning.
falls over.
Um, I'm also gonna go Cap on this one, and we're gonna put the poll out on our Twitter. So be sure to vote in it. Tell us what you guys think. For as powerful as the Mafia was, and like you said at this time, they were the shit. They were just about to expand out into Nevada and
Everything, yep.
start building this little thing called Las Vegas. Um, so it makes sense that they would be able to do that, but would they do that? Also, why would Sonny Liston be in that heavy with the mob? I, that doesn't make a whole bunch of sense to me. I know that
Yeah,
he was into some bad stuff, but it wasn't like it
I don't.
wasn't a
Yeah,
normal guy.
there wasn't a whole lot of evidence behind him being in the mob and doing all that. That's why it's more leaning towards Cat for me. I think maybe he had some debts. I think similar to what Jordan dealt with. I think maybe he paid some. He didn't. He had some overdue debts. that he had to pay, and maybe that was one of the reasons why he could have quote unquote the phantom punch hit him.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's an interesting one. Those are two heaters back to back. We're coming at Muhammad Ali. We're not coming at Muhammad Ali. This is not regarding Muhammad Ali at all. We're coming after Sonny Liston and then Michael Jordan, which is the mob and Michael Jordan, which is very, very touchy. So we can have some people knocking on our door here soon, Jimbo.
At least we know a good attorney, hey? But
That's
they
true.
normally
You
don't
do
let
know a
things
good
get.
attorney.
They normally don't let things get to the courtroom, so I might have to go shake the family tree and rustle up a cousin somewhere with some ties. But yeah, like I said, let us know. Factor cap. Did Muhammad Ali? Did he hit him with the punch, or did Sonny Liston take a dive because he owed the Mafia money? Now to wrap things up, because there's just so many things with this episode. We're